Hey guys, welcome to the Good Karma Sportfishing Podcast. I'm your host, Captain Ryan Van Fleet. So this is the new format for Good Karma Sportfishing as far as the podcasting goes. So it's going to be all video now, so on YouTube. So if you're listening through another format, I highly suggest that you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get updates as far as the podcasts go and when they're released, because I'm going to start implementing a few new things here into the podcast as far as visualization and some other tools that are going to help you get better. So we're going to review some of my fishing trips and all that other good stuff. So let's get started today. So first, I want to talk to you guys about what's going on out there in the fishing world as far as the mahi goes. It seems like that's everybody's favorite thing to do this time of year. It gets really hot. I start seeing shifts in the bottom fishing. So I just encourage people to be very flexible as far as what you want to target. The mangrove snapper fishing is starting to kick in right now. It's kicking in a little bit earlier. Might be the water temperature. I don't know. Who knows? Fish are fish. So they don't have calendars. They just start biting when it's time. So, and also too, we got the cubera snapper thing coming up here. And as far as the cubera snapper thing goes, that's all revolves around the moon. And I would try to fish this next moon for cuberas. Typically August is it, but if you want to get ahead of the game, then I would honestly try to fish this next coming moon and the next dark moon as well. The dark moon, new moon. So those fish don't have boundaries, but they tend to bite the best around the full moon, especially in August. So early in the cubera snapper fishing season, since the lobster season is closed, I highly suggest you get a hold of live blue crabs. That's what you need to use this time of year because when lobster season is closed, you cannot legally use lobsters for bait. So just know that. Okay, so today I want to talk to you guys about sea witches. Okay, so I am a fanatic about sea witches, and I personally like to troll when I go dolphin fishing. I do not like to run and gun fish. It's just not my style. I don't like. It's just not my thing. I like to put the baits out and troll. And this time, it's what I'm seeing this year is that there's not a lot of weed out there. So I want to show you guys a few tips using SatFish to find the areas where you need to be. Okay, so first and foremost, it tends to be a good starting point this time of year tends to be in 750 to 850 foot of water. So that's where I would start your game at if you're not seeing anything. But I want to show you a little tip here through SatFish. And if you're not subscribed to SatFish, I highly suggest you do, because like I've talked about in the past, you have to learn how water moves and how current moves to get on the fish. Now, one thing I'm going to show you is just that you have to look really close, and that's going to kind of show you where the color edge is at. So I'm going to show you now. So I'm going to pull up a shared screen here. So I'll give you a little preview about how I do it here. So I'll pull up my shared screen, and then we'll pull up I'll get my SatFish rolling here in 2 seconds. All right, let's get it pulled up here. So I use SatFish every day, even when I'm not fishing. So, and I'm talking about SatFish because it's very important, especially this time of year for dolphin fishing, because you're looking for the cooler water and you're looking for that nice edge out there, meaning where it goes from the hot to cool water. So I'm going to show you so a couple little tricks to put you right on the fish. So I'm going to pull up like I said, I'm going to pull up the share screen here for us. And we are on the SatFish. So as you guys can see, we've got the various regions here. So what's fun is, I'm going to show you guys a couple things for the guys that are up there in North Carolina. It's fun to look and see what the edge is doing up there, see where these temperature breaks are. And you can really see some beautiful water up there. So it's fun to see the breaks and stuff, but I want to show you, it just does not apply. See the temperature changes here. I mean, just gorgeous up there. So that's something, you guys may want to look at if you're fishing, if you're up there fishing. But it just does not apply just to what I do. I look at it all the way up the coast. So, and I look at it in the Gulf as well. So let's go back to the home page. I'm going to show you this one little tip here with it. We'll go to the keys. Okay. So I'm going to show you, we're going to go right to the watercolor here. We're going to go to I'm going to go right to the 3-day composite. Okay. So as you guys can see, but you have to look really close, and this is where you're going to have to drag your cursors. Okay. So I'm going to try to, I should be able to do a little draw screen here for you. Let's see if I can do that really quick. Probably not. So let's see what I can get done here for you here. There we go. Take me 2 seconds here. Okay. So here's what I'm looking for. Okay. And it's really easy to do on your phone as well. I'm just do it on the Mac because I like to have some coffee and do this in the mornings. So I'm going to pull up my draw tool here. And what we got here, you guys can see this darker color here. And that puts you in about 850 feet. Okay. So that's going to go away. Now I want to show you what you're looking for. Okay. So up here, you've got the chlorophyll concentrations. And what you're going to do is you're going to basically look and see how I'm dragging my cursor there. Watch, watch how things change here. So it's clean. You've got the 0.06. All I want you to do is just look at this. You can dig deeper into this, but this is the easiest way for me to explain it is you've got the 0.006 and all you're doing is dragging your cursor. Okay. And then boom, you've got a 0.05 change right there. Okay, there's probably going to be a temperature break right there, or you're going to see that's where you're going to start seeing the grass. And come in here again. You can see how it gets darker there. It's really, it's a little tough to see, but with how things are going out there and there's not much weed, this is what I'm looking for to start. Okay. Now what we're going to do is you can see that break again. And then if you want to find your distance to that, okay, you're just going to go over here and click a start route. And then let's say, for example, if you're coming out of Key Largo, it's going to click and that's going to put you out right there about 20 miles, 17 miles. Okay. And then you can kind of look at it like that. Now, if you scroll down to this zone here, I want to show you something here. You've got this whiter powdery color here, and it gets a little, it's a little bit dense down there, meaning that there's a little bit of weed. So I want to show you. So it's clean, boom. Look at that. Watch the corner right here. This is the best way to explain it right here. So you're in here on the reef. You're looking at, okay, the water's kind of green. That's how I look at that. It's green, kind of weedy, which is about right. It gets warm, and that's kind of what happens. Get scattered grass in there, and you come out, and then you run into that clean water, and then you're going to keep on going. It's going to be fairly, you're not seeing much. You might see something, and then you'll run out, and then you'll see that. And that's, you can see it right there at the 408 hump, east hump, good zone. So you can see that stuff moving to the north there, moving with the Gulf Stream. Okay. So and behind that, you can see there's more of it. But that's kind of what I'm looking for there. Okay. So you just have to play with it a little bit. It's really a lot of fun, and it's a good thing to do. Like, it's a good way to spend your time when it comes to learning about how water moves. There's a couple different pieces of like things that you can do. It's like I like to spend my time like learning about the water and how it moves. So and then you can break that up between watching other YouTube videos and doing whatever else, escapism videos I call them. So but if you really want to get educated, this is what I recommend you spend a lot of your time doing in the morning, and just reading it, studying it, going back through. You can go back through and create all these different days, historicals. So if you go back through the historical dates, it's fun. You can go back through, and what you can do is, if you go back to June 30th, that was a good dolphin day. Really good. The 29th and 30th, they were all over the place. There you go. There's a nice edge right there. You had grass moving through. You had lots of good stuff on that new moon. So the new moon, it's a migration. I call it the migration moon. Last year we did very well on the new moon. Like lots of good fish. So the golden rule this time of year, as the water gets super hot, focus your time in the deeper water, but don't discount this shallow stuff in here. So the craziest story, I've told this in the past, where we were, this was years ago, and we're kind of in the same pattern, and then we were looking for bigger fish, and we were running in about 300 feet, and we were out in that deep water all day long, and we encountered a massive bait ball in about 300 feet. They were everywhere. You could hear the birds singing. It was just incredible, and there's nobody there, and it was lit up. Giant blackfin tunas, dolphin. It was like something out of and it was in the middle of July. It was incredible. So I think there was like a sardine migration that was coming through, and we just and we were out of bait, my buddy and I wasn't on a charter. We were out in the deep water all day and not seeing much. And we were coming in. And at the end of the day, we saw this massive ball, and I thought they're probably bonitos. And no, it was absolutely incredible. So when you're seeing that kind of stuff, remember that we're coming off different patterns, and we also just came off of a hurricane down in the south. So we're going to see some stuff start to happen here. This is our first early season hurricane that we've had in several years. So, and when we started, and years ago, the pattern was that we've seen hurricanes in the south down there, and it pushed the fish up. So it pushed debris. They had a lot of rain. Where that hurricane happened was the migration pattern for the mahi down there. So we're going to see some stuff go down here. So I encourage you to get out there, spend some time. We might even see some bigger fish. So, and also too, guys, nothing's really changed much. Every summer we have a schoolie migration, and then we have a bigger fish migration, and that's just how it goes. And if you find, and the big fish just aren't everywhere, and it's not easy. You have to put in the time to catch a big fish. It's like, oh, we can go out to a weed line and everybody's bitching about the size and stuff. It's like, hey, that's how go back in history and look. And the guys that consistently caught big fish, there's a reason why they caught those. I'm just going to leave it at that. You guys, there's patterns to it, and there's all that stuff. So you just got to remember that. And a lot of guys, we're picking you're fishing debris. You're going to find bigger fish. If you get lucky, that's how it is. It's 100% luck when you find pieces of the debris. But here's the trick to the debris. You got to find out where that debris line is. Okay. Where is it? It happens in the same, it's like where that corridor, that stuff is moving. And if you stay dialed in on it every day, you're going to go out there and find, how it's moving through. And then you're going to, score some big shit. So that's it. So utilize SatFish to help you guys learn about the ocean. It takes just more than just running out there now and throwing squid at birds and stuff. And it just, you have to go out there and have some sort of skill now. Dolphin fishing used to be if you want to catch big fish, you got to put in the work to do it. Okay. That's it. If you want to, or if you're just satisfied with going out and catching schoolies, that's cool too. So, but if you have the time to go out and do some hunting, and then do it. I encourage my clients to say, hey, we have enough schoolies. Let's go hunt for some bigger fish. Okay. And if they want to do that, that's cool. If they don't, then that's fine. Whatever. So then we stay on the schoolies. And if we don't catch the big fish, then we said, hey, we didn't spend enough time looking for a big fish. And you have to take some time to look. Okay. You have to take some time to do it. So, But yeah, that's what I wanted to show you guys with the SatFish here. So if you guys want to, like I said, get signed up with this, it's an awesome little tool. You can pull it up on your phone, on your app. The app works amazing. I honestly, I just started using the app because I've always used my Mac, and I took a little break over the fourth, and I was using myself. So it's cool. So anyhow, use Good Karma at checkout to get $20 off. And yeah, all good. So I want to dive into sea witches now. So I am working with Gulfstream lures right now, and Gulfstream's been around a very long time, and I just got some sea witches from them, and I wanted to show you their new Zoom witches. And I have to say I'm super impressed, and I'm super excited to pull these because they're precision tied, and they have the right hair. And what I really like is the detail that they put into the eyes, okay, and the head. And they give a little bit of sparkle. They're super, like I said, they're well balanced. I'm going to give you guys a little preview here of what they look like up close. So I have not pulled them yet, but I will be pulling them here very soon, and we'll see how they do. My favorite colors, I'll show you guys for dolphin fishing. I like to troll, okay? I do not like to run up on fish. I feel that my biggest fish last year were up to 30 and 40 pounds, and those all came trolling sea witches. Okay, trolling blue and crystal, or blue and just fluorescent white. Okay, so there is a difference in crystal hair and versus just white fluorescent hair. So like I said, the crystal is a fiber optic hair. It bends light, it looks a little bit purple. It's a great looking thing, but then you just have the regular white natural, and that's an awesome color. And that's what I'm going to be pulling with the Gulfstream. So I'm going to pull up a share screen here with you and see if I can give you a little preview of what these things look like. So I'm going to pull it up here for you. All right, so here we go, guys. So I've got the witches up here for you. I want to give you a little preview here. So this is the blue and the crystal here, and I want to show you the detail on these eyes. Okay, so you guys can see that they've got that recessed eye in there. It's a beautiful witch. Tied really nice, light hair. It's got that pearl mylar. They're really nice right there. I really like that they have the detail in the head. Now a lot of guys are going to tell you that that doesn't make a difference, but I really do think it does. I've just seen it a lot, and you can see that little bit of difference right there. And some of the best witches that I've used had a little bit of silver in that head. And I like to add a little silver into my stuff as well, as far as the paint goes. But that's a good bait. So next one I want to show you the this one I call the yellow, like the banana split. I don't know why I call it the banana split, but that's just the blue. The banana split, this is a cool one. It's got that, so I can get it back here for you. There you go. So it's just the pink and the yellow there. Great bait. That one you want to use early in the morning and on dark days. That one you want to have like ready. Okay. It's you can see that recessed eye. You got that silver there. Super nice bait right there. They're well tied too. They got I'm pulling on the hair right now. I like to give them a good test. I'm just pulling on it. This stuff it's tied really nice. Now, what you can also do to make these things extra durable is you can also add like a little bit of nail hardener on them as well. So that's another one. This is my other favorite one that I really like. And this is the blue and the chartreuse. This is another really good one to put out there, especially if you got a darker day. That one's the little mahi. You can see that head right there. The level of that detail there is really nice. And you got that little bit of pearl mylar in there. And then the all natural, the all white. This is a great bait right here. The ghost. Whitehead. Put that over a ballyhoo. Great one. It's got those recessed eyes. And you got that little bit of shimmer in there. The hair is tied absolutely perfect. It's the one thing with sea witches is you don't want a lot of hair because it will not. So just know that. So these are called the Zoom witches, and they're available on the Gulfstream Lures website. So and you can purchase them. This I would highly, for myself. I like the 1/4 ounce for dolphin fishing because they skip really nice over the weed. So that's what I would recommend. So you go to the Gulfstream Lures site and you just go to their Zoom witches and make a purchase through there and give them a shot. They're great tie. And the price is really good for the quality of witch. So I was told that Gulfstream has a couple new lures coming out that they're going to release at ICAST. I haven't seen them yet, but I've heard they're awesome. They're a new witch style head that creates some bubbles. So super stoked to see those. Also too, what I'm going to be trying out is what I really like. I really like these deep jigs. And I finally, Gulfstream came out with a 12 ounce. And when you're buying deep jigs, you want the all white or you want this bright chartreuse. This bright yellow. I call it yellow. Super sharp hook. Now you guys can turn those into cubera rigs. So I'm going to be dropping those down with pieces of meat on them. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I might do some cubera fishing this year. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. So I catch them during the day. Anyways, what else we got? That's really all I wanted to show you guys here today. Was I wanted to those are great products. I highly recommend that you guys give them a try. And as far as the way I go, you can never have enough when it comes to arsenals. I like to make my own sea witches. I like to use other brands. I like to use the Freddie Collins. I like to use the Stan Rurers. I just I'm looking for a witch that's going to perform. And you can never, one brand might be out, one brand might be available where you're at. You just don't know. So it's best just to have an assortment of stuff. Okay, an assortment, because like Melinda says, one day they like pizza, the next day they'll like Fritos. So it's just how it goes. And then as far as your color selections go, you want your dark. It's very simple stuff. Early morning, you want dark, but you always want to have the blue and white in the spread, no matter what. And that seems to be what's really doing it up. And then the pearl, the line slide tackle pearl one is another one that I really have been doing well with this year. And you get them alongside the boat, you can have some fun and catch them, tear them up on squid and cast and do all that other fun stuff that you like to do with dolphin fishing. So again, I want to leave it at there today. I gave you guys a lot of information. Guys, I've been working at this YouTube thing for a long time and many, many years. And with the podcast, I started many years. And I want you guys to know that my primary job is charter boat fishing. So I spend all my time getting ready for charters, taking care of my gear. Even when I'm not fishing, I'm constantly working on the gear, constantly working on the boat. And I'm slowly starting to add in some more things to the podcasting and to the YouTube as I have a little bit of time. So it's not my primary gig. So, but I enjoy doing it. I've met a lot of cool people over the years. This is one of the longest running original saltwater offshore podcasts out there. So I started this well before podcasting was anything. So, and it's just been, I appreciate the guys that have been listening over the years. And there's a lot of guys that listen that pick up on a lot of things. And, I appreciate them sharing and all that other good stuff. And yeah, so thank you guys. We're going to continue doing it, but we're just going to keep doing it at a different level for folks. So tune in each week as we get a little bit better as far as presenting some information and adding in some other video and all that other good stuff. And then what else I got going on? Oh, I really encourage you guys to get signed up for the rigging cruise. And what I do in those groups is that I'm doing showing different rigs and how to tie stuff and just all this other different stuff I don't really want to get into just because of the YouTube copycat content mode thing that's going on out there. There, guys are having a lot of hard time creating original content. Well, since I am actually out there fishing every day and I'm actually doing the job, I'm able to share what I do with you guys. So you have to keep that in mind. Okay. So what I'm sharing is things I'm actually doing on my charters and what I'm doing to try to get better. Okay. So, there's a lot of content mooching going on out there, and so I have to be very careful about what I share publicly on YouTube. So anyhow, get signed up for my rigging crew. You can go to goodkarmafishingtackle.com, get signed up there. And one last thing. I want to talk to you guys about weather, okay? And how I operate. And recently I had somebody has been fishing with me and they were like, oh, he was going to cancel because of the weather. Well, listen, here's the deal, is that safety is my number one priority, okay? And what I found is that in the past, when I did take people when it was rough, number one, they could not stand up. And number two, I also watch other charters out there. And I've run 40-foot boats. And the biggest thing is people cannot stand up. Therefore, the mate reels in your fish for you. Okay? Mate hands you the rod, you do it. I've been out there fishing several wrecks, and the mates will hook up and they'll look at me like, yeah, buddy, congratulations, but you're reeling in the fish for the client. Okay? That does not happen on Good Karma. So you have to be able to stand up. And because people have a lot of knees and back problems and stuff, the ocean is not forgiving. And even though I do have a seakeeper, it does not stop the boat from going up and down. Yes, it does add a level of comfort, but it's not perfect. Okay. So my big thing is that I want people to have fun and be comfortable and reel up their own fish without a mate doing all the work for you, because the mate catches the fish, you don't. At the end of the day, you just get the picture. If that's what you're happy with, that's cool. Okay. And we don't do push button mutton fishing. We don't. That's not my thing. And when I do bring in electric reels, guys don't want them. Okay. They don't want them. Now I will bring electrics when we go deep dropping. And if I have a client that having issues, I'll ask them if they want the electric, and most of the time they don't. So we do not fish with mates for a reason. Okay. And if you would just want to go for a boat ride and have them do all that shit, that's on you. That's good. Go. Everybody has their own thing. I'm just telling you my take on it. And I want the client to be able to stand up and enjoy his experience. And honestly, I fished a 40-footer and with no seakeeper on, and people just sat down, they couldn't stand up. And I'm running so they put a seakeeper in it. There you go. So just keep that in mind. And then most of the time when guys do, I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be rough. But I'll let guys, even guys say, you can go ahead and book. But then they eventually call me and they say, yep, I puked my guts out for 4 hours and the captain kept me out there. And it's like, yeah, that's how it goes. So not everybody's nice. So I just want you guys to know that's just how I work. And I'm not afraid to tell you. So I want you to have a good time. And this time of year, the good fishing is outside the reef. I do not want to set my client on a patch and catch them shit. Okay? And catch them shitty fish this time of year. We're talking about the bite might be a couple minutes because the fish just don't react on the patches when it's 105 degrees. So the best fishing is outside the reef. Okay. Now, if you're content going and then that might be best if you go like do a backcountry trip, but the backcountry guide's going to have you out super early in the morning and at night. So because the water temperatures get hot. So that's just how it works. So my level of like, I want you to have fun and I want you to enjoy the trip. And I want you to have the best possible experience you can. So I'm going to be very upfront with you about the weather. I'm going to show you screenshots. I'm going to show you everything. Okay. And, if you're comfortable with letting a mate reel in the fish for you and just sitting back and, it's so funny. I'll watch the mates. They'll look over at me. Oh, we got one. We got one. I was like, hey, dude, you got a lot to learn, brother. A lot to learn. So, and then the other guys are just drinking beer. If that's what you guys want, then I'm not the right charter for you. I'm not. I want you to be actively involved in fishing and I want you to learn. So that's it. There's going to be times where I will have to step in, and that's because I'll see somebody like they'll run out of breath on a big fish. They'll like and then you'll sometimes where you got to cast to a fish and the client doesn't know how to cast, and then I want to teach them how to cast so they can do it. I want to teach them how to drop back on dead bait. Hell, most mates don't even know how to do that nowadays because they're so used to dragging bonito strips. I gave a guy that's a mate and supposedly a long mate, and I told him to drop back a dead ballyhoo, and he didn't even know how to do it. The guy'd been doing it for 10 years. I was like, and he wants to advance and go into marlin fishing and stuff. I was like, dude, these guys, if you're going to go work for somebody that's another thing. If you're a captain and you go to work for a guy and all he likes to do is troll and drop back to marlin and you don't do that, there's another guy waiting in line to take your job. So you move your family all the way across the country and all you know how to do is bonito strip fish. And then you can't drop back and you miss that marlin. There's another guy waiting at the door to take your gig. So that's just how it works. This is an ultra competitive business and you have to and the biggest thing is taking care of the people. That's it. I love my clients and I'm very upfront with them with it. I love to teach them. And sometimes my style of teaching is a little bit, it's Ryan style. So, and sometimes clients leave, they come back 2 years later. It's like, yeah, we made a mistake. I was like, yeah, I get it. So it's all good. But anyway, so that's my take on the weather. And I encourage you guys to always if you're booking with another captain, when you book with another captain, the captain tells you it's always good to do not to go do something. Don't pressure that captain into doing it, then because he's not going to like it. He's going to say, oh, it's on you all day. It's just like going if you're on a good bite of if you're you want to go grouper fishing and you keep getting sharped and that captain keeps telling you no more. And then you're like, no, we want to do it again. And then, hey, that's not good. That's bad karma. Listen to what the captain's telling you, and then it's time to move. So if the captain says we're going to go dolphin fishing, probably be best if you just listened and did it, or you just did a little bit of bottom fishing, and the captain will say, hey, then let's go dolphin fishing because the bite windows are tough. Unless unless you're comfortable with catching vermilion snappers all day. So the yellowtail fishing this time of year, you get a lot of smaller yellowtails, and it is what it is with the size of the fish too. Sometimes it's like it's so funny. I'll get home and I'll say, hey, did you Melinda? I'll say, yeah, we got on a bunch of small 14 17-inch yellowtails, and then Melinda said, well, did you call the flags and tell them to show up? And all of a sudden I got to come back to reality. This is not how it goes. The fishing is changing out there. There's a lot more people fishing, and that's just how it goes. So you're constantly having to move around. Myself, I'm adding back a trolling motor to the boat, and I want you guys to stay tuned to what I did. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, but all I can say is that it's I did it the right way this time. So I'm super stoked about it because I want my clients to have the best. So that's it. All right, that's a little ending thing here for you guys. And I have to go because I'm getting ready to record the next level deep drop fishing. I want guys to be able to like get dialed in, and I'm telling them exactly like it is when it comes to deep dropping. There is a lot of smoke and mirrors out there with what's going on, and I'm going to show them exactly where to be. And we're not just going to be in the Keys. We're going to be looking at Miami today, and we're going to be looking at like a little further up to the north as well, and down to the south a little bit. So, and yeah, that's all I got. And if I triggered a few of you guys, it is what it is, man. That's just who I am. And I love my clients. I appreciate them, and I give them the absolute best, and they know it. And yeah, that's all I got. Get signed up for the deep drop course. It's not too late. You can go to goodkarmafishingtackle.com. And if you want to know a little bit more about what's going on with Good Karma Sport Fishing as far as how to rig and do stuff that's not complicated, oh my God, everything's like a big complicated thing now where they got to like takes 10 years to lay out a video, and then they have all this other shit going on. Okay. So that's, man, oh man. It's not that hard. Let me make life a little bit easier for you guys, especially you guys that are just buying boats and watching all this content out there. Let me skip you through all that bullshit and let me put you right on fish. Okay. That's all I got today, guys. Go to goodkarmafishingtackle.com, get signed up for my rigging crew. And remember, oh yeah, if you want to go fishing with me in July, we're dolphin fishing, we're bottom fishing. I'm mixing it up. I'll tell you what's going on, and then we'll make the best decision we can based on the weather. And we'll go have a good time. And I want you guys to catch fish, have a good time, and take some good fish home to eat. Yeah, so you can email me at goodkarmaryan@gmail.com. And remember, anytime you're fishing, it's all good. Thank you, guys. Oh, follow me on Instagram, Good Karma Sport Fishing _FL_Keys. That's it.